It's an American energy renaissance upon us. And that means that the oldest standing committee in the House of Representatives is going to be moving lickety-split.
And joining us now is chairman of that committee, the House Energy and Commerce Committee. It is Congressman Brett Guthrie. Good to see you, Congressman. All right, what's at the very
Good to see
top?
you. Thanks for having me.
You bet. What's at the very top of your agenda? If you could wave your wand and say this is the thing that has to go first, what would that be and why?
Well, the very first thing we're going to do in order to unleash American energy is permitting reform to make sure that these agencies here in Washington, D.C. don't stifle production. And just your previous, the other thing that we're going to do, just your previous segment, we're going to repeal and claw back the Green Energy New Deal, the money that has not already gone out, because we have the same problem in Kentucky. And what my issues, one, is that a lot of it's local and state zoning, but the issue is farmers are competing against these solar companies who are being subsidized with federal tax credits. And so we're going to make sure that we claw back the money moving forward. But the idea is to unleash American energy. When I remember driving to D.C., driving to Nashville to the airport to fly to D.C. for President Biden's inaugural, I paid $1.86 a gallon. In Kentucky, it's $2.65 a gallon. There's no reason we're not back below $2 a gallon, and we're going to unleash that.
Congressman, a lot of it comes down to what can President Trump repeal with a pen out of the executive branch, and what falls on Congress for you to act upon. And I look at this President Biden at the last minute, more than 600 million acres of offshore, him just saying you will never, ever be able to lease or drill in these areas offshore because the 70-plus-year-old law that he used, will that take an act of Congress for you to act to make sure that President Trump can get rid of that?
Well, it will take him a longer time. You can issue an executive order, a rule quicker than you can repeal it, so it'll take her a longer time to do it. We hope to be able to do this in the reconciliation package. It will unleash revenue, which goes to the budget, which fits in the reconciliation package. And if you think what President Biden's doing on his way out, he's trying to make us like Europe, where he's limiting production of American energy, making it harder to produce American energy. I was at a meeting here in Washington. Eric Schmidt from Google said Europe has decided to not grow. And the American people aren't going to tolerate that. Actually, if you see elections going on in Europe, the European people aren't going to tolerate that. And so we're going to make sure that we unleash American energy. We're going to repeal those mandates that President Biden has put on. And because we got to remember, it's not just at the pump or the electric meter. Everything we make or move comes by energy. And so the American people sent us here, I believe, one of the three big things: border, getting chaos around the world, and the number one is the prices and inflation that's going on. And you can't get a handle on inflation until you lower the cost of energy. And that's what we're going to focus on in the first big reconciliation bill that President Trump is talking about.
Yeah, and rolling back some of this damage from Biden can be done not just at the executive level, but there's the Congressional Review Act as well, which is a huge tool that you guys will have in the coming weeks to consider, as there's a lot on your plate. Mr. Chairman, it's great to have you here. Thank you so much for your time this evening.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Congressman, great to see you. Thank you so much.